Are you live though?
I'm not streaming, but I'm saying like the capture I have is 720p 60.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would have to be 1080p 30. And that would just be crazy.
Fair enough.
I mean, you're the
It's
one
more
who said
about
you wanted...
it's more about the bitrate than the actual resolution itself. That's the problem.
Here.
I want it at a higher bitrate. I'm not trying to get it at, because when it goes to 720p, I'm trying to stream at 8.1 megabyte per second, so I have a good bitrate. And the problem is when it streams at 720p, it goes to like 800 kilobit per second, which is like 10 times lower bitrate. You know? That's the problem. Not the actual resolution, that's the problem.
I was just making a random comment about how my video, my OBS is still coming out at 72060.
Well, as long as it's a good bitrate, then it doesn't really matter.
Well, the bitrate isn't really on my end. Bitrate's on stream. What you're seeing is what parsecs shows.
Okay, well we could start whenever you want. Just.
Oh, I'll just quit out then. To the world, me. Okay.
Oh fuck.
I think we can call this one a little bit of a warm-up, maybe, since it's been a while.
Alright. I'll just call it practice then. And then we'll do like a full race after.
Yeah, I mean, we can still make this a full race, but, like... It's just
Well, actually, I can't because I just called it Metroid Prime.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Oh, I just started, but I'll just pause it once I get to the level. Yeah, okay, I'm paused on World 1. I forgot when the save actually starts.
Yeah, let's just play Mario. I don't care.
Oh, should we just go then?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So, how about that Nintendo Direct, huh?
What one was that?
The one that just happened.
That was interesting.
I was surprised. I wasn't expecting a lot from it. I was expecting it to, but actually found there was quite a few things I liked with it.
Controls are really weird today.
Controls are weird.
Mine are. Maybe I'm just not used to it.
I kind of get like that when I switch controllers.
Maybe my controller's just fucked up. I don't know.
Honestly, when that Zelda trailer first came on, I was kind of, at first I thought, oh, it's just going to be a remake of Link to the Past or something. So,
I didn't think that.
just because it just looks like a similar art style to like the last remake they did. So I thought
Guess so,
maybe
yeah. I'd rather that than what we got, but...
Oh, wow. Oh, I think it looks cool.
I think it looks awful.
Why does it look awful?
Because it's basically just Tears of the Kingdom, but in 2D.
I mean, it's a similar design principle, but I mean, I think, I don't know.
I mean, there's not... You're not playing as Link, you're playing as Zelda, so it's not even really a Link game, a Zelda game. More of a Link game. And then you're using, like, these cloning things to, like, make items to help you do puzzles. And it looks like it's very easy to, like, do puzzles and stuff, and they're, like, quote-unquote reinventing the formula again.
I don't think they're reinventing the formula, I think they're just trying something new.
No.
I think it's more of a spin-off, probably.
Well, I don't mind it if it was a spin-off, but they're advertising it as, like, the next main 2D Zelda game, which is... Well, I'm not really interested in. Like, if they made, like, another traditional 2D Zelda, I wouldn't mind as much, but seeing as they're calling this, like, the big new 2D Zelda game...
What if it was the same as, like, a regular Zelda, but you just played as Zelda instead?
Well, the thing is, I want a sword. I want to play as Link and have a sword.
But what if you were Zelda and had a sword?
Well, I wouldn't mind that as much, no, but the fact is, like, the actual, like, gameplay of it is, like, copying stuff, and then, like, using that to, like, solve puzzles and stuff. So it's very similar to, like, the Ultra Hand stuff from Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean, in that it's open-ended, but it might be more fun than Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, I don't know, but it doesn't look good so far. I'm not impressed so far with it.
No, I'm sorry.
I mean, I'll still play it, obviously, but so far it's not looking so good, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think it's the kind of thing I've wanted, to be honest.
Well, I mean, they have already got the 3D Zelda game. Like, I don't understand why they need to make everything like new and shit. Why can't they have something that's traditional for Zelda? Why do they need to like why do they keep needing to like expand the audience for everything and making it so it's like a cash grab? Make it for little kids and shit. Like, make it all like Fortnite and Minecraft oriented.
Wouldn't it be more of a cash grab to just make a remake?
No, because
I feel like if it was just a remake, you'd be complaining about that, though.
Well, maybe, but like, I'd rather it be a remake still. Well, I'd rather it just be like a new 2D Zelda game that's like a Link Between Worlds, obviously. But
I don't know. I think it looks good, but I'll see. I mean, it may be that it's not for everyone because they're trying something different, and that's fair enough, I guess.
I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't mind if it was just like a spin-off thing they did like while making another traditional game. It's like the whole thing of like Federation Force. Like, if they didn't make it like the only thing they had, I wouldn't mind as much. But the fact is, we haven't had like a new 2D Zelda game for like 11 years, and this is what we're getting.
I mean, they probably are working on another Zelda game.
Yeah, but what is the next... If they're making another 2D Zelda game, like... It'll be fine, I guess, but, like... When is that coming out, and... What is it?
I think as a Sonic fan, I've learned to just try and accept that there's no formula.
I mean, I shouldn't have to accept that my favourite series is dead. I shouldn't have to. Well, it is dead.
They're gonna make another 2D Zelda.
I hope.
No, they will. They're just not doing it right now. Or they might be making it right now, but they're not. There's no way they're never gonna make another 2D Zelda again. I will bet any amount of money on that.
What about 3D Zelda? They're never gonna make another one of those?
Yes.
Oh, they're never gonna make another...
Any dimension of Zelda, there will be more, including 1D and 4D. Zelda's one of the biggest game franchises of all time.
Yeah, but it's only now big because of like Tears of the Kingdom and shit when they've expanded the audience.
It was big before. It was Zelda. It was always big. I mean, it was big before Tears of the Kingdom. It was like a huge franchise. Like
yeah, but now it's really big, and now they're gonna be like, they're like, oh, there's no gonna be any more traditional Zelda from going forward. It's only open world Zelda now. That's what they said.
They said that. I mean, they'll probably make more open world Zeldas. But I'm sure
no, they said that the Zelda is now open world going forward. There's not going to be any more traditional Zeldas anymore. That's what they said.
I still think they'll do more.
Well, I hope you're right, but I'm not so optimistic.
When there's enough of a demand, it'll happen. I noticed you said you didn't like the art style, though.
No, I don't really like the art style. I actually prefer the Link Between Worlds art style. I think it looks worse than the Link's Awakening remake for some reason. Like, it looks like more cheap and plasticky than the Link's Awakening one. But maybe that's because, like, it's more bigger world. Like, Link's Awakening is more, like, smaller in scope than this. But I don't know. Because they haven't actually shown a lot of gameplay so far.
What else was at the Direct other than Zelda?
Well, I'm interested in the Mario Jamboree game, Mario Party. That looks cool.
Oh, yeah. That is cool. I probably won't play it, but I'm happy for Metroid Prime fans though who can begging for news on.
Yeah, hopefully that'll be good. I haven't finished 2 or 3 yet, so gotta finish those first.
I haven't played any. It's just a fandom I'm not part of. Just not enough exposure to it. I'm sure I would enjoy them enough if I played them. There'll probably be more 2D Zelda remakes.
Well, they should do a bundle thing, like both Oracle games.
What they'll probably do is do that, but then sell them separately.
Unfortunately, probably right.
I prefer if they didn't, but that's probably what they'll do since, you know, they have somewhat of an excuse to.
The biggest problem with Nintendo is uncertainty. Nobody knows what they're gonna do.
To some degree, I'd say that's a good thing, though, because it means, you know, there's room for exciting surprises.
But it's mostly disappointing.
Yes, I don't necessarily know. I mean, sometimes when they try new things, they come up with, like, cool ideas. You gotta take risks sometimes.
I don't mind them taking risks, I just don't like it when they like completely reinvent the whole series so it's nothing like what it originally was. Like, trying new ideas is fine, but completely making the series different.
I wouldn't say I get that vibe from the 2D Zelda, though. It feels more like, oh, this is Zelda, but you play it. Like, it feels more like it's still sort of in-universe, it makes sense. Like, they'll probably still have, like, all the staples, like, all the jazz.
Well, I hope you're right, but considering they've already said they're, like, reinventing it, I'm not so optimistic
Oh,
about it.
I mean, reinventing it in, like, the sense of, like...
Well, they said the same thing about Tears of the Kingdom, and then it became something that was nothing like Zelda.
I think it'll be more like Zelda. I think it'll feel like Zelda. I don't think it'll feel the same as, like, I don't know, Link to the Past or something. But...
Mario City Simulator. Have you played that one? It's a classic.
I've not.
Classic N64 game, Mario City Simulator.
Oh yeah, no, I've played that.
Miyamoto's like, the Mario games weren't selling so well, we needed to reinvent the formula, so we made this instead.
I'd say Mario's reinvented pretty much to some degree every like major game.
I don't know, I feel like they kind of reinvented it while staying more true to what Mario is. I don't know. Mario Odyssey feels a lot like Banjo-Kazooie than like Mario 64 did. Because they were trying to go for like a Mario 64 thing, but it ended up being more like Banjo-Kazooie and the type of sandbox gameplay.
I guess they were doing Mario 64 but bigger, which I guess
Yeah.
it makes it like, which is basically what Banjo-Kazooie
pretty much, yeah.
I don't know.
At least it wasn't like Banjo-Tooie where it had all those damn cutscenes every 5 seconds.
I'm curious about Yuka Replayly. I think,
Yeah, I don't know what that's going to be. Apparently it's going to have a map that shows like where things are, which is nice, I guess.
it looks like it's got some big, like, camera changes and a lot of, like, quality of life. I think it's just, like... I mean, I've got mixed feelings about them having to do it as a whole new game, but I think it does kind of look like they're sort of making it...
Are they not, like, doing, like, an upgrade path for it? Like, so you can get it for an upgrade price?
Far as I know, it's like a whole new game you've got to buy.
Oh, okay.
But, it looks like it's basically what Yooka-Laylee should have been from the beginning.
Yeah, well, that's what they always say about games like remasters, which is cool, I guess.
They didn't say that, but that's...
No, that's what people always say about game remasters.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's true.
That's what I said about the new 3DS when it came out. And the Wii Motion Plus.
I think if there's anything that I'm going to appreciate about Yuka Replayly, it's that maybe the devs got a little humbled, because I felt like they were maybe a little big-headed with the original Yooka-Laylee. Like, they felt like...
Well, they made the world a bit too big, and they also, like, didn't explain, like, how to play the game properly. Like, They like encourage people to open the world up as soon as possible when you probably shouldn't have done that because it made it a lot more annoying to play when the world was that big.
I mean, I just mean more like just the attitude in general, like feeling like, you know, oh, this is gonna be good because we made Banjo, and Banjo is amazing, and people have been begging for a new one. Like, I felt like they made, and you know, they obviously got a lot of support on the Kickstarter, so they probably just let it get. They might have let it get to their heads a bit, whereas maybe the sort of the backlash against some of the problems of ukulele might have humbled them a little more, and sort of maybe they've decided, which I think could be that it's important to kind of.
Did you ever get an Ouya?
No, it's not.
What's the worst? What Kickstarters have you backed? Have you ever backed a Kickstarter?
I don't think so, no. No, I don't think I have. A few Patreons maybe, but none of them would be intended for funding a game.
What about the the Yandere Simulator Patreon?
Yeah, that guy's strange.
The greatest Patreon ever. 800 years later, still no game.
No, that guy was. Somewhat. He had a somewhat skewed perception of reality.
I've seen a lot of like different opinions on the Direct. Some people are giving it like an 8 out of 10, and other people are giving it like a 6. Everybody seems pretty positive about it overall.
I felt positive. I will say though, I was expecting it to not be that great. And I felt pleasantly surprised watching it. There was like quite a few things I was interested in.
I just thought there was way too many remakes, but like, it is the end of the Switch's life, so I kind of expected that.
How many remakes were there? Because there was the Donkey Kong one.
There was a lot. There was like, well, there was Luigi's Mansion, Donkey Kong, Dragon Quest, Rare, Saga game.
Yeah. But yeah, for the same reason. So,
I just hope when the Switch 2 comes out, they don't also make a load of remakes again.
I think the thing is, Nintendo games I don't think particularly need like super fancy graphics. I think they just need to work. I think they're not the kind of games that need like to look realistic or like. There's a lot of the games that take advantage of the super high tech like graphics.
No, which is why they don't need to which is why I don't think they need to remake games so much as they already do. They don't need to remake every single game ever.
I mean, a lot of the time, I think they could just make like an enhanced port with some small quality of life changes. And it would be
well, they could just put it on Nintendo Switch Online.
Yeah, I don't know. I prefer they just. I prefer native ports to like emulations, but I don't think they need to be full remakes.
I mean, they could do what Xbox does, where they just like recompile it to the work on the Xbox, so it's like very good. But it's still like emulation, but it's like really good emulation.
They kind of gave up on that,
unfortunately. But I think Xbox back compat is what they should do with like GameCube games and Wii games, and Wii U games, and 3DS games.
I mean, it would be nice to not have to wait for like a remake or something, and to just have a nice backlog accessible.
Yeah.
So we can just look forward to new games while not having to wait for them to remake old games.
I didn't think the Paper Mario remake was that necessary. It doesn't look that much better than the original. And it's also only in 30 FPS, so...
I don't think FPS... I don't think... Paper Super... I mean it is an RPG. I know it's got some action based. I mean, yes.
Well, I thought it looked... I thought, like, it was way worse at 30 than 60. I have a FPS mod to make it run at 60.
I mean, 60 is always better, but, like... I think if there's any game that is almost acceptable to not run at 60, it would be like an RPG. Turn-based RPG.
I kind of disagree. I feel like that game feels a lot worse at 60 than 30.
I'm not... No, I'm saying it'll feel better. It'll always feel better at 60. I'm just saying that, like...
Are you getting
Get it
2
for-
stars per level?
I am, but I've only gotten one a couple times.
Oh shit, I died.
I know 60 is always better. I'm not saying 30 is better. I'm just saying if there were any game to forgive, I would forgive it, and it would be a game that's not super reaction based.
Ow.
But
There are like
obviously-
things where you have to like time it in the game as well, so like you have to like.
No, I know. There's a little bit of that. So yes, I mean, look, I'm not even disagreeing with you per se, but 60 is always better. But like, I don't know.
I mean, they could have easily made it 60 as well. They just added all these stupid effects that like.
It's because they want to justify charging more money for it. Obviously, it would be harder to do it if it was just a port.
Yeah.
I've seen some people pointing out that the Donkey Kong Country remaster they're doing is not like, it's actually not very it's actually like missing a lot of visual effects and stuff.
Is it? Oh no.
Yeah, like I've seen people like comparing like a lot of like the shadows are like wrong, some visual effects are missing. Like,
Well, it definitely looks to me like just like an emulated version of Donkey Kong Country on the Wii with like HD visuals, and that's about it. Like it
Yeah,
doesn't
it
look
is-
like anything like special to me.
I'm all right with them porting it to newer systems because it's a shame that the kind of besides emulation you have to like deal with the motion control version or the low quality 3DS version.
It would be nice to have, I guess, if it works good. But I just feel like it could easily just be a NSO thing with like.
I don't know. I don't know if I want everything to be on NSO though, because it'd be nice to not unless they let you buy them and not have to have the subscription for it.
Yeah, I mean that should be an option as well.
Yeah. I guess if we're going on the basis of that, then yeah, NSO would be a good fit.
I just feel like these games are just not worth the price for what they're selling it for. They just feel like very.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Like if they're just like emulation, just the same game from like in HD and that's it.
No,
Like
I
the
agree.
Pikmin GameCube remaster things, they were just like the same game but in like HD. That's it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like why is that $30? Like, what the hell?
They are 100% like leveraging their brand. Like,
And people are like, "Oh my god, that's a great deal," because like they're comparing
No,
it to like other games that are like $60. They're like, "Oh my god, Pikmin." Because it's in HD, it automatically should be $60. Like, no.
If it was a new game, it would be more defensible, but it's like not a new game is the thing.
The worst ones are the Wii U ports, which are literally just Wii U games, that's it. Like Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. $60.
I mean, I'm glad they're keeping them sort of accessible to like the newer generation, but it's a shame they're charging so much for it.
Hopefully when the Switch 2 comes out, they'll go down in price.
Yeah. It's good that they'll still be like fully playable on the Switch 2, if the leaks are to be believed. Though they're very likely, even if the leaks are fake, it's likely to be the case anyway.
The leaks are real! Mario didn't plug the leak! Did you hear about the leaker that was like American? That was really funny.
Oh, the one Midori?
Yeah, that was so funny. Oh, I've got the worst controls for this level ever. Oh well.
Which level is it?
The one where you have to like press the buttons.
Oh, is it the motion control one?
Yeah.
Uh,
I love this music though. This game has some great music.
I think this game has terrible music, and I'm only saying that to make the conversation interesting, not because I actually think.
I think it's better music than Odyssey.
I think it's got worse music than The sound of someone in the bathroom. I don't know. No, this game does have good music.
Oh shit, I died.
I think Odyssey's got good music too.
Yeah, some good music, but I feel like a lot of it is kind of annoying to me. You know, like the part where it goes.
Why do you hate everything I like?
I don't.
No, it was a joke.
Okay.
We do have very different tastes, but that's fine.
Okay, let's try this. Oh fuck! I fucking. I am 3 followers away from 100 followers on Twitch.
Oh, nice.
Will I get there by the end of the year? Probably not. I don't know. I don't know how people watch the streams. It's like I never ever like get people to actually engage.
I gotta be honest, I don't really enjoy watching streams. I think I get to, even if it's like something
Oh
I'm
fuck! It did the
interested
same thing again.
Like, I've spent more time actually streaming than watching people stream, for sure. I just keep wanting to click away and do something else. Like, even for, like, VTubers I watch, I usually watch, like, clips people make of them more than the actual streams themselves.
That didn't work. What was the point of that?
What is the point? The Sonic Shadow remake looks really cool to me.
The what?
There's Sonic Shadow Generations.
I thought that was a new game.
It's half a new game.
I guess so, yeah.
It's Bowser's Fury.
Well, I mean, how many levels will it have?
Well, they've said it'll be shorter than the regular thing. But it seemed like it had a few levels. Like, it had, they had a few levels from different games, which I thought was cool. Like, they had a new level from Sonic 06. They had, a level from, they had, I think, a couple from Sonic Adventure.
You know what would have been really cool is if they had, like, the 3DS levels in the game?
I agree, if that would have been cool, like, if they redid them to be, like, high quality. But,
Kind of a missed opportunity.
They answered a question about that in an interview, and they had, like, a typical kind of PR dodgy question, where they were like, no, but these will be new for Nintendo players, because Nintendo players only had the 3DS version before. So, I will say the 3DS version was not amazing. It had some, like, cool music, but the actual, like, design and gameplay was very average.
It definitely felt like the cheaper version.
Yeah. And, like, the classic Sonic...
The BT.
They make the homing attack mandatory for classic Sonic as well, which is a weird choice.
I don't understand why the levels were in 2D though, like when the 3DS was like a 3D console. Why did they need to make the levels in 2D? Maybe
because Sonic levels are too big for, like, a proper big Sonic level is too big for like, or at least the way they would have done it wouldn't have worked.
Maybe, yeah.
Because if you look at Lost World, it's a much slower paced game with, like, smaller levels. Actually, Lost World on 3DS wasn't bad. I like that.
I have that.
It controls a little. It's a little easier to get the hang of it. It's easier to, like, get the hang of the controls than the new version, but I think the level design's probably worse.
Have you played Sonic Colors on the DS?
I have. It's basically just Sonic Rush free. Like, basically Sonic Rush preferred.
The third one, yeah.
But they had, like, cameos from, like, more Sonic characters than there were in the Wii version, because they only had, like, Sonic, Tails, and Eggman on the Wii one, but then in this one they had, like, parts where you meet, like, Knuckles and Amy and Silver and Shadow, stuff like that.
I don't know if I suck at Sonic Rush, but I can never beat the first boss. Like, I don't know if I just suck at it, or if it's actually meant to be hard.
I don't remember it being too hard, but the thing about Sonic games is that, I almost feel like Sonic is kind of like its own genre. Like, a lot of the kind of brain you use to play like regular 3D platformers or even like other action games and stuff is like it just never applies once you play Sonic. Like I feel like Sonic is like its own thing. I think that's one of the reasons why
Oh no.
there's so much misinformation and like so many conflicting opinions and stuff about which Sonic games are good and not, and which ones are bad. It's a difficult problem to solve because it's like they tried to kind of appeal to non-Sonic fans, and they just all they really did was alienate existing fans.
Really annoyed they didn't have any Mario Wonder DLC at the Direct. I feel like that would have been an easy thing to do to get more content out.
They might still do it.
I don't know. I feel like it's a bit too late for that now.
It took 2 years to get the DLC for Elden Ring.
But didn't they announce it like shortly after Elden Ring came out?
No, that took them quite a while to announce it actually, like a few months at least. And then they didn't. All they had was like a still image as well, no like gameplay.
Yeah, but they announced it. They haven't announced any Mario Wonder DLC.
I mean, they still could, or it might be that they make like a definitive edition as an excuse to sell the game again on the Switch.
Maybe. I would not like that though. Please.
No, I wouldn't be crazy about it either. Well, they should start doing what other like companies do when they release the next gen version. Is like they make it so you can get like a discount on the previous gen.
Well, like a lot of companies give you like a free upgrade, so.
Yeah, ideally it should be free, but sometimes they'll at least.
No, Nintendo will definitely charge. I think they're so greedy. They'll charge.
No, they'll charge. It would be nice if they would at least give a reduced price.
And it'll probably be like bare bones, like 60 FPS. That's it. $20.
Does Mario Wonder not already run it 60 FPS?
Oh, it does. But I'm talking about like Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Alright. Yeah, they'll definitely re-release that with like a 60 FPS mode or something.
Well, apparently they're like doing like a switch to proper, I don't know, but like apparently they're doing like a proper native version, not just like a back compat one. I don't know how much they'll charge for that, but if they charge like $60 for Breath of the Wild again, that would not be good.
They will. If they re-release Breath of the Wild again, they definitely will. If there's even a slight room of justification for doing so, they'll do it. Like, it's all about the dollar bills.
Nintendo is so greedy. They always have to have all the money possible.
Honestly, it'd be harder pressed to find a. I'd say yes, Nintendo is greedy, but I'd say they're still less greedy than the other big publishers right now.
I don't know. It depends on what you look at, I guess.
I'm not gonna say they're saints by any stretch, but like, there's greed everywhere in the gaming industry. That's why you get all these layoffs.
They have different like methods of getting money. Like
it's still greedy.
Yeah.
All the microtransactions and stuff.
But not every company DMCA's random fans for.
When it comes to DMCA's, Nintendo's the worst. I'm definitely not gonna dispute that.
They're the worst where it comes to old game releases too.
Although Nightmare Kart had to stop being a Bloodborne fan game because of Sony, so they do it a little bit.
Yeah.
Bloodborne Kart originally, and then Sony were like, nope, so they changed.
Well, I think Sony is better when it comes to like old games. They're not great, but they're like slightly better because at least they have like the PS Plus thing where you can like get like PS1 and PS2 and PS3 games.
I know a lot of people are very happy that Sly Cooper's on PS5 now. I'm glad that people are still, making their voices heard. I definitely think we need at least one more Sly game. At least one more. All I'm saying.
The
is
biggest
that-
problem with it is that you can't like make it so you can't like put your disc in for the game and play on PS5, even though DVDs work on PS5. I feel like it's kind of silly you can't do that.
It would be nice.
I mean, you could do that on Xbox. You can put your disc in and then make it work.
Funny thing is, like, apparently, a lot of people say that like it seems like just based on like I saw like the Digital Foundry comparison for Slide 1. Seems like the HD collection on the PS3 is still the best way to play the game.
Well, yeah, well, the PS3 version is an actual port, and like the PS5 version is just like a like a HD emulator.
I know. It's just annoying that that they can't just port out those versions instead. I mean, I'm glad Slide. I'm so glad they have this.
What I don't understand is like whether it's like worth playing Jack and Daxter on the PC port versus like PS3, because on PS3 it has like different lighting stuff. I think.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna look like a. I think it's. I don't know. I personally. I mean, you could play it on the PS3, but personally, I think you're gonna have an okay enough experience with any version of that game.
Well, when I asked on like the Reddit for the PC port, nobody actually helped me at all. They just said like they didn't say anything like helpful whatsoever.
What did they say?
They were like, oh, well, the textures are already in HD. And that's not what I asked. I asked, can we get the PS3 textures on the PC port?
I don't know what extent they remastered it, besides putting it in HD.
Well, I heard they changed some lighting stuff and they, like, made the textures HD. They redid some textures.
Did they redo them, or did they just, like, upscale them? Because...
Well, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they did, like, make them look better, so...
I mean, I will say, it's still
What?
looks like...
Can you pause for a second? Thank you. What?
The bit's called, it's not going well.
Ah!
I think. Are you gonna do something?
No, because I'm in the middle of doing something! Stupid fucking idiot woman. Ugh. Okay, we can play now. I just died like 15 times. What were you talking about? Oh yes, Jack and Daxter.
I will say it still looks like an older game. I mean, I personally think you should just play it on PC port. It'll still be a good experience. Oh, it will be fine.
Maybe. I just feel like the textures look a bit like crappy upscaled, like AI upscaled crap. That's my problem. Well, that's what it looked like to me. It looked like artifacts from AI and shit. The textures they used on the PC port.
I mean, maybe there's some videos on YouTube comparing it with the HD PS3 version.
Well, that's what I looked at, and it looked like more
Just play
AI.
any, whatever. Honestly, just play any version that you want to play. It's still gonna be the same game no matter what.
Yeah, I guess so.
None of them.
Maybe I'll like emulate the PS3 version on PC.
I don't know how well it'll emulate. I don't know. Maybe it'll emulate.
I tried what game did I try emulating? I can't remember. I can't remember what game I tried emulating, but...
I would imagine it's possible that if you're going to emulate it, you might have a better time playing the PC version. If assuming it runs, if it doesn't run perfectly, because I know you think you tried playing Sonic Frontiers on the Switch, which is already the Switch version is like the worst version of the game. But if you add the struggle of emulating it on top.
Well,
of
I was able to get it running at like 60 FPS, but
I still think if you're the best way to play it on PC is to just get the PC version. Again.
I guess so. But it has de nouveau.
Yeah, but it's not gonna. I don't know. It's still.
I don't know why Sega loves de nouveau so much. Like every Sega game has de nouveau in it.
I don't know either. Still got some pretty good mods. And I mean, de nouveau's not. Whether you get it or not isn't gonna make much difference to de nouveau.
I guess so.
If anything, if people stopped buying Sega games because of de nouveau, the message Sega wouldn't take away is that de nouveau is bad. They'd take away that people don't want them on PC, which is like the wrong message. That's 100% the takeaway they'll get. Which is very frustrating.
I know. Capcom has this stupid method of like putting DRM on games that have been out for like 2 years and have already been cracked, so it's literally pointless.
Sega does too, Sonic Origins.
What is the point of putting DRM on a game that's already cracked and everybody can already pirate? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I'm gonna assume it's corporate Sega and not, developer Sega.
Well, it's Capcom that's done it all and stuff like they put it on Monster Hunter Rise after like.
I don't know, I don't get why so many companies use de nouveau. It's strange.
Well, like, it's very hard to crack. Barely anyone has cracked versions of it, but you can eventually crack it.
It just slows it down, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why they patched it out of Sonic Mania after a while.
I feel like after a year they should take it out.
I agree, but I feel like they're probably too lazy to do it. Well, not lazy, I don't know, or they just don't think it... I don't know, it's weird the amount of things the small things that get overlooked when it comes to, like, big corporations. It's so frustrating. Because they're always doing things...
I know Monster Hunter Stories 2, when that, like 6 months after that came out, they, removed the DRM for it, which was nice. But now Monster Hunter Stories 1 has DRM, so...
I will at least say, I would rather have de nouveau than games for Windows Live.
I never used that really, so I'm not sure.
You are missing nothing. It was nothing but an annoyance. Actually, maybe... I mean, people could at least still mod stuff with games for Windows Live. It was just really annoying.
Well, the biggest problem for me with de nouveau is how it uses up like 10% of performance, so...
No, that is bad. That is objectively stupid that happens.
Yeah. Like when the cracked version runs better than the blind version you buy, you're doing something wrong.
It does really annoy me how there's so many... This is kind of what I mean, well, not what I meant, but kind of also similar to the links back to what I said, how, like, a lot of these things that can be really easily fixed by, like, just consumers and stuff, but are not being touched at all by, like, corporations. It's so frustrating. Like... stuff like that.
That's not what I wanted.
Sega's been putting out some pretty good stuff lately, just in spite of all the stupid, scummy, like, pre-orders and de nouveau and stuff like that.
Their pre-order stuff is so bad.
It is. But they did, like, Yakuza 8, which was really good. They did,
I thought there was like a mission you had to like pre-order mission on Yakuza 8. That you had to like pre-order like the super deluxe version to get.
I don't know, but I didn't. As someone who just played through it and just had fun with it, I thought it was a great game.
Did you buy the super deluxe version or did you get the standard version?
I gotta be honest, I don't even remember which version I bought. I know I got the special extra job that you don't normally get in the default.
Super special
So I got-
extra job.
Yeah, it's like the tennis job.
How much do you think
know.
GTA 6 will cost when it comes out?
A lot. Whatever the most they can charge for it is.
$200.
I mean, if they can, they will.
I mean, they could. People would buy it for $200. I just don't know if it's the best idea because people would be very annoyed.
I will say, if we've got to choose between like scummy live service BS or, you know, paying more for a game, but, you know, just getting the game, I would choose the latter. Neither is ideal, but I would definitely like rather pay like a ton of money for a game like Baldur's Gate 3 than pay a little bit of money for a game that's gonna nickel and dime me every 2 seconds.
People are such full of shit when they say the price of the game costs to make should not be indicative of the price the game should cost to buy. Because it's like, people keep saying, oh yeah, the reason games cost more is because games cost more to make. But then they say, when a game is like really cheap to make but costs a lot, they're like, well, that has nothing to do with each other. But like, you'll say, that's like a contradiction in itself. Like, if you think that a game should be more expensive because it costs more to make, then you should think a game costing less to make should be cheaper, right?
I do, yes. I do think that.
Because a lot of people are like, looking at the Astrobot game and saying that game should not be $60. And while I think the game
I mean, how big
is
is
worth
it? 'Cause
$60,
I mean, it looks like it was... I mean, I didn't really get a scale for the scope, but it looks like a full, like, adventure.
it is a full game, and I think it should be cost $60, but I can understand why somebody wouldn't think it should be cost $60, because it definitely looks like a cheaper game to make, compared to, like...
That said, sometimes games cost more than what they end up giving. Like, Sonic Superstars is, like, good, but it is not a $60 game by any means.
But on
It's
Wonderworld
not.
was $70. Worst deal in all video games.
I swear, if Sonic Superstars costed like $20 or just whatever Mania costed when that came out, if it costed the same, it would have come down so much more.
It probably should have cost like $30.
Because it is like the same
Wasn't like
size.
Sonic Frontier Forces like $60 as well?
It was, yeah, way overpriced for how short and sort of lame of a game it was. Sonic Forces is just the peak of like the stagnancy of like the boost Sonic one. I feel like it should have been an easy win though, is the thing. It just shows that it's not just about the formula, you've got to get like the design right as well. And the level design in Forces was not great. But visually it was a very good looking game.
It didn't really look much different to the Generations visuals to me.
No, but Generations holds up visually, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it was on like a next-gen system, yet it didn't look really anything different to the PS3 version.
I mean, I feel like when you've got games of that kind of style, it's like, how good do the graphics really need to be, though? Like, a lot of it's to do with, like, the styling, so it's like, what, you can get some fancy lighting, maybe, but... I mean, are you really gonna notice how high resolution does, like, Mario really need to be? Like, there's a point where you kind of give up and just focus on making good games.
Well, you're right. You're right. That's why I feel like it's more about art than graphics, visuals.
Exactly, because like there's like if you look at like the Pirates of the Caribbean world in Kingdom Hearts 2, the human characters in that look like they're from like a PS4 game, and it's literally just because they were really textured well and just really creatively put together, so they look like they look better than characters in like new games. It's all about using the system more so than just having the strongest processor or graphics card or whatever.
I mean, I think Pikmin 3 is still like the best looking game ever. Actually.
It doesn't take as much powerful like graphics to make like a cartoony game look good. It's all about just getting.
Well, I mean, Pikmin 3 isn't exactly a cartoony game. Like, a lot of the graphics are kind of realistic. Like, the fruit is.
Well, I guess the scenery in Pikmin is, the characters are cartoony, but the scenery.
Yeah, the character's cartoon. I think the
being
game
said,
visually, like, in terms of scenery, is like the best looking game ever. Probably.
Honestly, I think older Pikmin games look pretty good.
I don't know about that. I think the originals kind of have aged not that great. But... I mean
it
they don't
looks
look
like a
bad,
GameCube
but...
game. I mean, it looks like a GameCube game, but I think it looks good. I just don't mind old graphics, really. I grew up with them. I actually kind of like, I almost prefer them in some ways. That's why I like that so many indie games are going for the kind of PS1, N64 low poly style. I'm glad that's finished. I hope they do that for Shovel Knight. I hope they do like Shovel Knight 64 and make it like 64 game.
Oh shit, no! I thought it was a Commodore 64 game.
No, that was the April Fool's joke. I told you about that on stream, actually.
No, I linked the video to you.
No, before you sent me that video, I'd already told you about it on stream.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but okay.
Well, I might not have gone into a ton of detail. I said they did like a April Fool's with like a Shovel Knight 64, but then it's like Commodore 64. I think your response was like, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I was probably focused on the game at the time.
No, well, even if you weren't, it's not like it matters if you forgot, really. Like, whether you were or not.
I'm
So,
sorry, alright? I'm sorry.
Don't need to be sorry. I forget things all the time. I'm amazed at the things I forget sometimes.
Did you know that Jack is Dexter's friend?
Yeah.
Who do you like more though, Ratchet or Clank? I prefer
Ratchet.
Clank.
Wait. Oh, between the two. I barely played Ratchet and Clank. Clank seems more... I don't know. I mean, the vibe I get is that Ratchet is a little bit like Jack, and that he's just... I don't know, Ratchet seems a bit more cheerful than Jack. Whereas Clank seems kind of like a condescending kind of... Clank is... I don't know, Clank... I guess Clank. I don't really know a lot about either of them, though. I know they released Dexter on PS5 recently, which I think is really cool.
Did they?
Yeah, the PSP game, they made a PS5 version.
Oh, you mean like the emulation thing?
I don't... Is it an emulation? It looks really good, whatever it is. Like,
Well, I know they have a lot of PSP games emulated on PS5, so...
Okay, it's probably an emulation, but I mean, it's cool because you can now play every Jak and Daxter game on PS5 now. You can play 1, 2, 3, you can play Lost Frontier, which is the one people don't really like. You can play Jak X, which people like, but I never really played. I mean, I just...
Did they ever make Jak 4?
No, I hope they do one day.
But they made Ratchet 4. Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked.
Oh, Ratchet and Clank has just had a better fate than Jak and Daxter, though. That franchise kind of lived on while Jak and Daxter died.
Yeah. They even made a movie.
Yeah, they did. I hear it didn't do well, despite being pretty good.
Yeah, I went to the cinema to see it. Even though I hadn't played the game.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was okay, I guess. It was not really like the game. Like, the story was very different.
Yeah, so was the Mario movie. That wasn't really...
Yeah, but like the Jak and Daxter remake that came out around the same time was meant to be like a tie-in for the game, for the movie, but it wasn't really anything like the movie.
Oh, you mean Ratchet and Clank remake?
Yeah.
Thing is, I'm glad people are excited about Sly on PS5, but I'm genuinely, I don't know. Sly 1 I thought was just okay. I really Sly 2 and 3, which I thought were really really good. I mean, Sly 1's good. Maybe it's only that Sly 1's not as good if you're 100%ing it. I found Sly 1 to be a bit of a pain to 100%, whereas I quite enjoyed doing it for 2 and 3.
I never played
Oh,
the Sly games really. I played a bit of the first one, but I haven't really.
Sly, the first one's just alright, I think, but 2 and 3. I love that they have animated cutscenes. They always look really good.
I know they go in like a time machine or something in one of the games.
In the Sly 4, which is like when they kind of were trying to revive it, but then it didn't make enough money.
Well, that's because they put a PS3 game out like when the PS3 was dead, pretty much, like because it was like about to come out on the PS4. They said that they did the same thing with like Ratchet and Clank. They had like Ratchet and Clank into the Nexus when like the PS4 came out for some reason. It's weird.
I hope they... I'm just annoyed that they brought Sly back only to end it on a cliffhanger, because it's Sly 3, they have an ending... Hello?
Someone's in the chat.
Oh, hello. Sorry, I don't have chat. Because Sly 3, they ended it in a way that was like, the series is over, this is the end, and it was like, it wrapped everything up. But then Sly 4, they like, unwrapped it up, and then ended on a cliffhanger. It was so annoying. Like a big cliffhanger, too. Not like a, could something more happen? Like, they started a bunch of conflict and didn't resolve it, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like if you bring a franchise back like that, you shouldn't assume... You should, I mean, maybe have like a little... Oh, maybe there could be more, but don't like make it like a... Make it like a, you know, to be continued. Like, don't do that. It's just... I don't like it when games get cancelled. That's one of the reasons I think people are still mad about Half-Life 3. It's like they ended the last one on a huge cliffhanger. It's not just like people want another Half-Life.
Same thing with Mega Man Legends. They ended it on a cliffhanger where he goes to the moon and never comes back.
I think they did that with Shenmue as well. They like ended it on a big cliffhanger when it was like a lot of people kind of hoping they would actually finish the story in that one.
Yeah, Shenmue's like the biggest joke ever. Like the most like it's like a torture session. Like you spend like 8 hours catching chickens and then you don't even get to beat the guy at the end of the game that killed your father. It's the most painful game to play through.
Strange that they would bring it back and still not have that. Like, I think that, you know, after years waiting for a new Shenmue game, they would at least have the decency to wrap up the story in it.
Yeah, he doesn't even like punch the guy that kills his father. Like he doesn't do it. He doesn't even hit him. That's the whole bloody point. He wanted to avenge his father for getting killed, and he doesn't even hit him. He doesn't do anything. It's the fucking lamest ending ever.
I'm glad Kingdom Hearts is on Steam.
Isn't the Kingdom Hearts ending like he dies or something? Well, that's what I remember from it. He like Sora dies or something.
Well, I mean spoilers, but
Well, it's a very
yes,
old. It's not exactly a new game right now, is it?
Huh?
It's a pretty old game now. It's like 5 years old.
I guess, but the answer is yes and no. He doesn't die.
Sounds like...
but it's hard to explain.
He doesn't die, but he dies.
Well, I mean, he's alive, but he's not. It's hard to really explain.
That is like the entire Kingdom Hearts frickin' plot in a nutshell.
It's the simplest way I can say is that he's missing in action. But he is gonna be the main character in Kingdom Hearts 4 still. It's still gonna be that song.
Which isn't coming out until like 2027.
I don't think they've actually been like. It sounds like they may have moved to it because that happened with Kingdom Hearts 3. They moved to like a different engine partway through the development.
Yeah.
They moved to Unreal. Which is good because it made the game really easy to mod, and there's some amazing Kingdom Hearts free mods as a result. Get the Olympus Coliseum.
Shrek?
Hmm?
Is Shrek in it? Can you get Shrek in it?
I would be very surprised if someone hadn't modded Shrek, because I'm pretty sure there's like meme mods. And whenever people do meme mods, Shrek is like usually one of the first things they do.
Well, that's a cool idea.
I know they modded Shrek into Breath of the Wild. Sorry
Yeah.
if chat's responded to anything I've said. It's really a little awkward for me to have to look at chat with this setup. I'm more comfortable than last time, but it's still hard for me to look at chat. I also have a new bike, but it's literally just another Blue Yeti.
What? You got 2 Blue Yeti?
Yeah, the last one broke.
Oh, did it?
Well, it started like randomly cutting out and making weird noises and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'd had it for a pretty long time, like at least like 10 years or something. So it's like
You could have like, oh, you could have like sent it to get repaired because I'm pretty sure they do a good return policy with it. Like when I had mine returned, I just had to pay shipping and they sent me a new one for free.
no, I think I kind of just wanted to get a new one. Honestly, I don't. Sometimes I know it probably costs more money, but it's simpler. I don't like to go through big hasses.
Alright, whatever. Your choice.
It is my choice.
No, it's my choice. I wish they made a new Mario game. I wish they made a new Mario game.
They'll always make new Mario games.
They haven't made a new one in a long time.
Mario Wonder.
I mean 3D Mario.
They're
I want 3D Mario.
They're definitely working on one.
Yeah, but where is it?
On the Switch too, probably.
And when is the Switch 2?
Well, they'll announce it later this year, I'm sure. Besides that, got nothing.
Can they announce it now?
I'm sure a lot of people would like that.
Me would like that.
I would hate it.
Have you ever jumped on an airplane and gone like flying?
Yeah.
Woo! Did you know if the Earth stopped at once, everybody would just go flying? Go
Yeah.
crazy. Just be like, what do you want to do for, like, rules? Do you want to just change it so we get, like, whatever stars we want?
I think
Whatever.
the rule should just be to beat the game, because you need to get stars to beat the game anyway.
I guess so.
Let's say all levels at least. All levels, or well, besides the levels after you finish the game.
Okay.
I'm a little mixed on that Shovel Knight.
I just kind of feel like it's a bit, like, broken, and so it won't be as fun, I don't know.
Well, I mean, if the stuff's optional, it's more just...
Yeah, well, that's what I mean, like, I don't know if I'd play it with it or not. I don't know if I'd play it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it'll all be broken, because, like, some of the characters that were playable are characters that just had their own campaign mode in the... Oh, I might need to skedaddle now, sorry.
Okay.
No, thanks for having me. We'll do it for real next time. This was more of a warm-up.
Alright.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.